Mark McCann just did something Matt Armstrong himself never managed. He rebuilt a Bugatti Veyron gearbox with zero help from Bugatti. Not one part, not one phone call answered, not one email returned. And by the time this story ends, he's sitting on a car worth almost double what he paid for it. But the road there nearly broke the entire project more than once. Stick with me, because the fix that saved this car was written 20 years before the problem it solved even existed. 6 months earlier, Mark bought a Veyron that had been split in half. Not damaged, not scratched, split. A car most people in the hypercar world had already written off as scrap metal with a nice badge on it. Bugatti wouldn't touch it. Every specialist who looked at it warned him the same thing. This car is terminally ill. Walk away. Mark ignored every single one of them. He built a team instead, and that team is where this story really begins. First stop, Holland. A gearbox specialist named Pascal took on the job of reverse engineering clutch plates that Bugatti flatly refused to sell. Not expensive, not back-ordered. Refused. So Pascal spent an entire year staring at plates, testing materials, trying to recreate something the manufacturer clearly wanted buried and forgotten. A full year on clutch plates alone. Then came Malaga, where Mark got scammed out of thousands of pounds chasing parts that never existed. Flights and hotel bills burned on nothing. Then a custom test rig built completely from scratch in Warwickshire just to prove the rebuilt gearbox could survive real pressure before it ever got anywhere near the car. Every single piece of this puzzle came from a different country, a different specialist, a different skill set, and somehow all of it had to fit together perfectly or none of it would matter. Furlongers handled the final assembly, weeks of precision work bolting a fully rebuilt gearbox into a car that had been sitting in 2 pieces since Christmas. And then finally, the moment everyone had been waiting 6 months for arrived. The engine turned over, it started, the car moved, but it didn't move right. Every single time Mark pulled away, the clutch slipped. The engine screamed toward the red line while the car itself barely crawled forward. Like the two things weren't even connected. 6 months of work, a small fortune spent, specialists flown in from other countries, and the car still couldn't do the one thing it was supposed to do, drive normally. This is exactly where most rebuilds quietly die. This is where a lot of owners would have called it, sold the car for parts, and walked away with a story about the one that got away. That's when Rob Barnes stepped back into the picture. Rob isn't just any mechanic. He's the actual engineer who designed this gearbox for Bugatti back in 2006. He looked at the new clutch plates sitting next to the originals and immediately spotted what nobody else had caught. The factory plates were carbon-based, machined with extremely specific grooves designed for one job only, letting oil escape as fast as possible. 32 liters of oil every single minute pumped straight through that clutch under load. Pascal's replacement plates used modern dual clutch materials that work brilliantly in plenty of other applications, but the groove pattern wasn't identical to the original design. The oil had nowhere to go. Instead of the plates gripping against each other, they floated on a thin film of oil, almost exactly like a tire hydroplaning across a wet motorway in the rain. That's why the engine revved and the car barely inched forward. 2 options sat on the table, and neither one was appealing. Option 1, rip the entire gearbox back out, machine a brand new clutch completely from scratch, and lose more months on a project that had already eaten an entire year. Option 2, trust something Rob had quietly built into the software 2 decades earlier, something nobody had ever actually needed to use until this exact moment. Back in 2006, Rob programmed a self-learning adaptation system into the Veyron's ECU, a system built to automatically adjust to whatever clutch material happened to be sitting inside the gearbox at any given time. Hold a gear at a steady engine speed for exactly 30 seconds, and the ECU quietly recalculates in the background. It adjusts clutch pressure. It shifts the engagement points. It teaches itself one 30-second cycle at a time. Rob wrote every line of this code years before anyone could have predicted it would end up saving a rebuild like this one on a driveway 2 decades later. Nobody plans for that. Nobody codes for a problem that doesn't exist yet, except Rob apparently did. The plan sounded almost too simple on paper. Drive the car, hold steady revs, let the software quietly learn in the background. Reality wasn't nearly that forgiving. Every single car that appeared on the road interrupted the learning cycle, forcing the ECU to throw out its progress and start completely from zero. So the team did the only thing that made sense. They waited for the one window when the roads would actually stay empty. Midnight on a Sunday, Matt, Mark's cameraman and trusted test driver, took the Veyron out onto a quiet 2-mile loop and just kept driving it, lap after lap. 5th gear, 3000 RPM, hold it steady for 30 seconds. Then 4000 RPM, hold again. Then 5000. Then into 6th gear, then 7th, cycling through every single combination, feeding the ECU exactly what it needed to recalibrate itself from the ground up. 40 minutes later, everything changed. The gear changes smoothed out completely. The clutch stopped slipping entirely. The car finally drove exactly the way a nearly £2 million hypercar is supposed to drive. Software written in 2006, sitting dormant and untouched for 20 years, had just solved a problem that didn't exist when it was written, but the car still wasn't finished. 3 more problems stood between Mark and a fully working Veyron, and none of them were small. First, the door. The car had triggered its own anti-hijack security mode and locked itself completely from both the inside and the outside. Nobody could get in. Nobody could get out. The fix, strangely enough, came from an unlikely place. Matt Armstrong's own Veyron had suffered this exact same fault years earlier. Tap the door panel firmly while pulling the handle. Lubricate the mechanism underneath. And the lock finally releases. No specialist parts required. No 5-figure repair bill from a dealership. Just knowledge that somebody else had already paid the price to learn the hard way. Second, the rear wing. It sagged slightly out of position because of a faulty sensor buried deep in the mechanism. Temporary nylon bushes were fitted to hold it correctly in place while the permanent fix waited its turn in the queue. Third, and by far the biggest issue, the engine was stuck in limp mode. Instead of producing well over 1,000 horsepower like it should, it was barely managing 250. The culprit turned out to be faulty mass airflow sensors, feeding the engine bad data. Genuine Bosch OEM units went in to replace them, and full power came back almost instantly, like the car had been holding its breath for months. And just like that, after 6 exhausting months, after Holland, after Malaga, after Warwickshire, after a midnight test drive on empty roads, the Veyron was finally completely whole. Mark got behind the wheel of the car he had fought so hard to save, not as a passenger, not watching somebody else take it for a spin, him driving it. He'd wanted a car like this for 20 years, and now here it was, driving perfectly, feeling completely normal, like none of the drama of the last 6 months had ever actually happened. Then came the number that changed absolutely everything. 3 separate hypercar specialists valued the finished car, each one independently of the others. Carl Hartley, the luxury dealer who had originally told Mark this exact car was terminally ill and not worth saving. Matt from Furlongers, who had personally watched every single stage of the rebuild happen from start to finish. And Ollie and Chris, representing Mansory UK, their verdict landed somewhere between 1.75 million and 2 million pounds. One of them simply said, "Good luck finding another one like it." Mark had paid 900,000 pounds for that car. Then he did something almost nobody does. He opened the books completely, every single cost out in the open for anyone to see. The gearbox work in Holland, the gearbox oil, the travel costs, the money lost to the scammer in Malaga, flights and hotels included, the custom test rig, the vehicle polishing, even the food during endless late nights in the workshop. Add every single line together, and the total project cost landed at just under 940,000 pounds. Here's the part of this story that's almost impossible to believe. Furlongers charged absolutely nothing for the final assembly work. Rob Barnes, the man who originally designed this gearbox and then personally saved the entire project, using software he wrote in 2006, charged nothing. The engineer who helped build the adaptation system charged nothing. The specialist who built the gearbox adapter didn't charge a single penny either. Sometimes the fix you desperately need was written decades before you ever needed it. You just have to be stubborn enough and patient enough to go and find it.